At the dawn of the 20th century, America was on the verge of an incredible transformation, not only in industry, but also in music. Between 1900 and 1910, the musical landscape began to reflect a rapidly changing society, where old traditions met new technologies. One of the most revolutionary advancements of this era was the Victrola. Introduced by the Victor Talking Machine Company in 1906, it allowed people to enjoy recorded music in their homes for the first time. Before this, music was largely a live experience. Now, anyone could experience the same song again and again with the crank of a handle and the drop of a needle. The Victrola worked by using a handle to wind up the turntable. A needle would be placed on the grooves of the record. Sound was projected through the metal horn. It did not use electricity at all. Most homes outside of cities did not have electricity at this time. The Victrola played shellac discs, which were far more durable than the fragile wax cylinders of earlier phonographs. By 1910, millions of Americans had these machines in their homes, allowing the popular music of the day to reach more people than ever before. The Victor Talking Machine logo was one of the most recognized logos in the world, along with its slogan of his master's voice. But even as music entered homes, live performances remained the heartbeat of American culture. Dance halls became one of the most popular venues for entertainment. The waltz and the two-step were the dances of choice, accompanied by live bands that mixed European classical elements with ragtime syncopations. Ragtime, with its irresistible rhythm, was sweeping the nation, driven by the work of composers like Scott Joplin, whose Maple Leaf Rag became a national sensation. Joplin's compositions bridged the gap between classical music and the evolving world of jazz. Ragtime music was played not only in dance halls, but in homes, theaters, and on vaudeville stages. Vaudeville was the name given to traveling shows that would entertain people at the local theater. These shows could have a variety of performers such as singers, dancers, and magicians. From the 1880s through the 1930s, it was the dominant form of entertainment. These shows were where new songs could gain instant popularity thanks to the wide reach of vaudeville circuits. Movies and film were still being developed at this time. Live performances at the local theater were often the only entertainment available. Vaudeville performers would travel all over the country to play local theaters. Sheet music was another critical piece of the musical landscape. For those who could afford a piano in their homes, sheet music sales soared. By 1910, Tin Pan Alley, an area in New York City where songwriters and publishers were concentrated, was churning out the sheet music that would define the era. Hits like Take Me Out to the Ball Game and Give My Regards to Broadway became instant classics, played in parlors across America. Songwriters like Irving Berlin, who began his career during this time, would go on to shape American popular music for decades to come. The early 1900s were a time of innovation, both in how music was performed and how it was consumed. These were the sounds that shaped the beginning of modern American music, bringing people together through rhythm, melody, and the joy of song. And while much has changed, the music of this era remains a lasting echo of a time when the world was just beginning to hum along to the beat of a new century.